JT, also kind of have it on good sources. Roczen going to ride the HEP Suzuki this week.
Just to test it, or
yeah,
what? Is that before he heads over to Bercy?
I guess,
or Paris, I guess.
Yeah,
no?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's obviously trying lots of things, and it's such a Herculean effort to take a guy like Ken Roczen racing. So it'll be interesting to see where that all ends up. I truly don't really have an opinion. I think in the end, his best bet is to not go it alone, like not create his own team. I've just seen that up close and personal, and it is just not an enjoyable experience, and it's a very expensive one. But I also wonder, would he be happy on the Suzuki? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. But I mean, he's coming off of a factory Honda, which those guys have complained over time. The bike's twitchy, and these guys complain about everything, it seems. But that seems like it's a difficult step to make, going from factory Honda to a really good Suzuki, but it's hard to imagine that bike's on the level of factory Honda.
But at this point, this is the only quote-unquote team with real bonuses insured by Suzuki and a real salary from Progressive and Twisted. Mm-hmm. What can he do team-wise better than what it appears HEP can offer him? I don't see it out there. So when you say it's better than going alone, this may be the only option.
I think there are some other options out there.
JT dropping some. Okay, all right. It's not my place to say. That's just not my. I shouldn't.
Isn't that why we just asked you?
Where's the bullshit?
Well,
I'm just kidding.
I'm saying about as much as I can say. I think there are more options than just that.
Okay.
After all, we're talking about Ken Roczen, and things can happen pretty quickly for a guy like that.
So I all weekend long, right? Outlandish has been my thing. I've got to take
outrageous and outlandish.
So Chris Kiefer, tester, but rides a different bike all the time, different bike. Would it be just absolutely completely offside if he just a couple weeks on a Suzuki, couple weeks on a Honda? Just offside?
Yes.
Could he not do something? He's that gifted, though, to get look what he's doing right now.
No,
he's going to ride a Suzuki this week and get on a Honda 2 days later and go racing.
I mean, he can do that, but why would he want to do that?
Yeah.
I don't know, but just because the world is crazy.
Okay.
But he wants to make money, right? He needs to get, whichever OEM he rides for, he's going to want to be able to get contingency or bonuses or some sort of help. If he's bouncing around like a ping pong ball, I don't think these guys are going to really support that. Because they want to be able to market him, right? They want to be able to use him in advertising and all that stuff.
Yeah.
My question was, and I'll throw this off you, JT, earlier today I asked Steve, I'm like, let's say he does go with Suzuki, HEP, and everything, and it all works out. Do you think those guys are rubbing their hands together and going we're in the title hunt. We're in the title hunt because...
Yeah, of course.
But is that realistic, though?
I don't know. I mean, of course they're going to think that. The guy won races last year. He has been in the title hunt every year that he's been in this class. So to think he wouldn't be again, I think, would be unfair to him.
True, yeah.
I still think it would be a really uphill climb because they're behind on testing. They're behind on everything.
Yeah.
Right? It's starting in the middle of November. Say they signed the deal that next week. Say, rode the bike. He's like, this is good enough. The bike's good. We can get it to where it needs to be. The deal is really attractive. I'm taking it. He's still got to go to Paris and race on a Honda, come back, and then they've got to start this process. And there's 7 weeks, not counting the holidays.
Yeah.
It's just a really tough ask to think that he's going to go out and beat guys that are in mid-season form and in their boot camps already and all these things. So I think they would be thrilled, yes, and they should be, to land a guy like Ken Roczen. But it's hard for me to think that he's going to come out and be as good as he was last year at A1. That's a tough thing to think.
And I guess where I was going with that is so if he comes out and he ends up going that route and he comes to Anaheim and he's 5th, 6th, and he just continues on that trend all year, is that team stoked with 5th, 6th? You know what I mean? With that caliber of rider.
I think if you give him, 17 healthy rounds, I think he wins a race next year.
On that bike?
I do.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. He's so talented. I I just think things will go his way and he'll find a way to win. I don't think he comes out and wins A1.
No.
I don't, which he's been so great at
Yeah.
A1 in the past. But to think he's just going to get 5-6 all season, I think he's better than that. He's too good. He's too opportunistic. His starts have always been great, and that the Suzukis are always great on the starts. They even if they don't have the most power, they're so predictable out of the gate, and they shoot forward instead of like that initial wheelie. I just think he would find a way. He's just too smart of a racer and been there and done that too many times. But to think he's going to win the title, I think that's a different question.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what he does for sure. Paris this weekend, speaking of Roczen, JT, who you got? We got Tomac, Webb, Roczen, Brayton, Marv.